I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the Baja LP4s here. I'm going to use these. Obviously, I'm going to get some security nuts to put on these, so they're makes it a little difficult to steal. I've already got this one over here mounted, and I'm going to do this one, and then I'll get the LP4s installed there. When you own a Jeep, it's always Christmas. You have to hide all the boxes that UPS delivers. Anyway, today we're going to work on installing the Baja Designs LP4 series of driving lights, off-road lights. So these are the combo pattern. It also has a backlight, or a backlit feature, I should say. I'm actually going to use the upfitter switch harness, and then I'm going to tap into the daylight running lights for the backlit feature. I went ahead and got the security keys for these lights to make them a lot more difficult to remove. So I'm going to work on mounting those first, and then I'll probably work on the wiring next. So let's get started, and we'll see you outside. Okay. A little chilly this morning, but nothing we can't handle. We are going to go ahead, and before I open the hood, I better turn the alarm off. Okay, just so to show you where the upfitter switches are, you'll see this cable routed here with this loop cable. If you just grab that cable and fish to the end of it, and these are going to be your upfitter switches. So I'm going to disconnect those and pull. I think these might actually be taped on. So you just want to pull the wire through the loom here. Get these unwrapped. If I can find the end of the wrap. Good Lord, my fingers are freezing right now. Anyway, I'm just going to take my trusty knife. Ooh, golly. Okay, so once you get them unwrapped, you expose the 4 upfitter switches. So we're gonna go ahead and get that going. We'll clip that out, and there we go. The first switch is going to be the brown and red wire. The second switch is going to go to the green and red wire. The third switch is going to go to the orange wire, and the fourth switch is going to be to the purple and blue wire. The first two are on a 30 amp circuit. The third and fourth switch are going to be on the 15 amp circuit, and obviously you can tell by the thickness on which ones are going to go to the 30 amp and which ones are going to go to the 15 amp. For the lights that we're going to be installing, we're only going to need a 15 amp circuit, so I chose the orange one, which is the switch number 3, which happens to be the one that's on top. So the switches are basically 1, 2, 3, 4 on the switch panel, and I'll show you that. But I'm going to go ahead, I've already cut the end of it. I'm going to go ahead and hook the Baja Designs main switch to the orange upfitter cable. If you find that I'm stuttering or stumbling, it's because it's freezing out today, as you can see. But either way, I planned all week to get this installed today, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm gonna, like I said, I've been looking forward to it, getting this installed, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to start the wiring first, and then I'll probably do mount the lights last. There's number 3. Like I said, this is on top, so I'm going to be using that for my lights. One thing I wish we could have done here is I wish Jeep would have thought about being able to remove these switches and replace them with something that actually said you know, lights or fog lights or anything. But these are lighted, they're illuminated at night, so obviously you can't remove those. I thought about putting maybe a sticker on. I'm not sure yet, we'll see, but that is one thing I wish Jeep would have thought about, is be able to remove these switches and put custom switches in. Who knows, maybe someone out there will come out with something where you could actually do that, but you'll just have to remember where everything's switched to. But this is where we're going to put the Baja Designs LP4's. I'm going to get to work and start getting this thing wired. I'm going to actually cut down as much of the wiring as I can on the harness, just because there is a lot of it and I don't need all this extra wire coiled up somewhere under my engine bay or anything like that. So I'm going to clean it up, make it sleek as possible, and go from there. FYI, here's the schematic. As you can see, LP4, which is what I have, they don't use pin number 1, which would have been low beam, as you see in the LP9 and the LP6 Pro Series. So that is just not an option that I have on these LP4s, which I'm okay with, because these are really off-road lights, and I'd be turning them all on, I think. Anyway, just wanted to show you that is not an option on the LP4s. Okay, all installed, all the wiring cleaned up. I added some extra black tape here just for the moisture exposure. The side's all nice and clean, tucked away. Okay, so now it's the moment of truth. Let's see how it looks here. Looks pretty good. Let's check out the daylight running lights and the backlit light here. Actually, you can actually see it right now. It just turned off. Let's try it again though. But you can actually see the amber lights, the backlit lighting. If you look close here, it's kind of a cool little feature. So as long as your daytime running lights are on, that backlit light will be on as well. So it's part of the daylight running lights. So that's kind of a cool feature. So there you go. The next thing is to test the lights off-road, and I'll be doing that later on tonight. Hey guys, now that we got the Baja LP4s installed, the next thing we want to do is replace the factory fog lights with something even better. The factory lights, fog lights, are actually clear, and sometimes that could be blinding in the snow and in the fog. So I want to replace these with amber as well. We're going to replace them with Diode Dynamics SS3s. These are their new SS3s light pods, and they're actually, from what I've seen, really good reviews. I could have gone with Baja Designs again, but I wanted to try something different. Let's see what we got here. It looks like it's all the wiring and the mounting hardware. And here you go. Nice little sticker decal. And this is the new SS3. Now these should connect right into your OEM harness. If not, I think they come with different connectors. But basically, I'm going to replace the factory ones. Hopefully it should mount up as so and be pretty close to what the factories look like, or the factory sizes should be. So first thing I got to do is I'm going to remove these end pieces, and actually I might just leave them off after this because I will be taking it off-road, and no use to have these if we're going to bang it up, right? So let's get started and see how the install goes on these. There you go. That was easy. Actually, this is a lot easier than doing the actual more power one. But there's the end piece. And the reason I wanted to remove the end piece is because it's a lot easier to get to now, the mounting hardware for the fog lights. As you can see, there's a screw there and a screw there. And I'm not sure what else is holding that on, but we're going to find out. Okay, I got the mounting hardware on, and as you can see, the diameter seems to be about the same, and even the mounting points seem to be about the same. So, so you can see it's flush with the light here, and it also is pretty aligned evenly with the light. So I am going to mount them, and we'll go from there. Okay, I got one side installed just for comparison. Factory Diode Dynamics SS3s. Boom. All right, guys, we're out here testing the Baja lights. Got these installed last weekend. Haven't really had a chance to come out and test them, but we're out here off-road somewhere in the middle of Nevada, and we came out here to test the lights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare them to the headlights. First I'm going to turn the headlights on, and then I'm going to turn the Baja lights on and kind of show you a comparison of how they light up off-road. I'll give you a couple views. I'll do an inside view, and I'll also do an overhead view so you can kind of see how far the light travels. But keep that in mind. We're going to start now. So I'm going to show you front view with headlights on, headlights off, and then both lights on. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I also have the Diode Dynamics fog lights on too, so I'll throw those on too, just as a comparison. So actually I might start with the fog lights and compare those with the headlights on, and then we'll do the Baja Design lights on top, and then we'll do all 3 sets of lights. That's Shelly, by the way. I wired it so when the halos are on, the LP4's are on, so it's kind of cool. This is kind of just what the backlit feature looks like when the halos are on. I'm not sure how well of focus that's showing right now, but hopefully pretty well. I'm going to give you an aerial view now of the same thing we just viewed from inside the vehicle. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn the headlights on. Now I'm going to turn the fog lights on, the Diode Dynamics SS3 Pros. Keep in mind these are SAE, which means they're street legal. And now the Baja LP4's. Just headlights now. Turn the fog lights off, and that is just the headlights there. So in combination with the fog lights and the off-road lights, I mean, that just improves your visibility off-road tenfold, in my opinion. I'm going to turn the headlights off and the fog lights so you can just see the LP4s on by themselves. And there you go. Again, LP4's off. Just the fog lights are on now. And then headlights. So big difference. Just to give you a comparison, an actual you know, off-road comparison. I'm using just the headlights right now, and as you can see, I mean, once we take a divot like this, look at where the headlights end. And then I'm going to turn the fog lights on, and look how much that just opened up the view. I'm hoping you can see it through the GoPro, but it opened up quite a bit. And these are fog lights, by the way. Now I'm going to turn on the Baja LP4's. You see that? Night and day difference. I mean, these things really light up the night. And when you're off-road, that makes a big difference, because not only do I have the view in front of me, but also the view on the left and the right side of me. And it opens up the view quite a bit. So I can see things to the left or the right where normally you only have the view in front of you. And this is pretty awesome. Where this would come in really handy is if you're off-road and you've got hillsides on either the left or right side of you where you really need the visibility, not to mention wild animals. A lot of the times you don't see them up until they're close, but with these lights, oh my god, night and day difference. I'm really liking these off-road lights. Both Diode Dynamics and Baja Designs, I think they make really good lights, and I'm glad I tried one of each brand. You know, I didn't want to be biased to a certain brand, so I tried both, and I'm glad I did. So far, I'm pleased with the results, and can't wait to do a little bit more overlanding with these. And I've actually got the GoPro on a Carolina Metal Masters headliner mount, so it should be keeping at least the GoPro quite a bit more stable then. Alright, so we're at the end of the trail. I hope you liked this review and it came in handy, and hopefully it helps you make the decision of whether it's worth the purchase, the price, whatever the case may be. LP4's, Baja Designs are not cheap, by no means, but I think they're worth it. Alright guys, so that was the review of the Baja Designs LP4's, and that was also the Diode Dynamics SS3 Pros, the SAE versions, which are the street legal ones again. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you like the video, and we'll see you next time. And remember, take life by the horns. By the way, this is Chelly, my wife. Why you always say Chelly?
¿Y por qué no dijiste subscribe? ¿No dijiste
Okay, you say it.
No?
Remember to like and subscribe. All right, brothers, we'll see you in the next one.